means is with that wing and fuselage, it doesn't slow down in the 4G corners at all. Where especially the short wings, the slab wings, the 15-foot wings that we're seeing in the rest of the field, slow down a lot. So Josh takes a few laps to really get it wound up to over 4,000 RPM. So now Andy, the leader, that blue and white short wing airplane, he's got that short wing that slows down a lot in the corners. Josh, flying high and wide and safe, he wants to be in the fast race on Sunday, has a really long wing, and he does not slow down. So you're going to see a lot of gains, I suspect. So here comes first place, Josh Watson in the DG2. He's out enjoying his coffee by now, I think. Second place, I don't know traffic, is on pylon 5, which is on the left. We've got 6 pylons in order, 1, 2, and 3 on the right, then 4, 5, and 6 on the left. Our second place, also a rookie, is passing home right now. Third place is the yellow airplane at pylon 4, and then bringing up the rear is Mark, a fellow Canadian, passing home.
Walker to go down the 2,000-foot long race course. So he's flying as fast and as hard as he can, 2,000 feet down the line to a turnaround point on your right. He chops the throttle, throws it in as hard a slip as possible to slow the aircraft down as quickly as possible, land on or beyond that line right there to the other side of the airport here on our left, back to the start-finish line. So again, full power. And he's got to make a decision when to chop it, throw it in that big slip, flaps on speed. Oh yeah, look at that fuel load.
A lot of extra weight they're carrying right now.
Yeah.
And they also have all of their gear and belongings in there too.
That's the neat thing about stole drag racing is you run what you brung. So these two aircraft will be departing. We'll see them next year at Roswell as they start their long journey back for home, dodging the weather.
Thank you guys for coming.
Who do we got pulling up next, Josh? Johnny Walker dropping the flag, and off they go. And Kathy took that pod off, it looks like, last night.
She did. She still got away to see if she can get a different time or a faster time with that belly pod missing. And the only way to do that is to test it.
Kathy chopping the power early, the kit box being a little lighter, can chop the power a little later. That's our rookie in the number 1 lane. By the way, the number 1 lane is the lane that's... Kathy just reported excellent conditions out there on the track. The dirt is perfectly grippy. We call that hero dirt in the dirt biking community, and that's what we got out here today. In the number 2 lane, in the yellow kit box, Harry Beaupre. In the number 1 lane, green just aircraft Highlander is Dave Curley. 2 very closely matched aircraft.
They really are. Looks like Dave Curley does run a supercharger. He's the only one in this entire field running a supercharger. He's got a little bit of an advantage there. However, the Kit Fox 4 is very lightweight, so it's more power against less weight. We'll see how that goes.
Look at those bright LED lights shining in the cloudy background. That's one of our other sponsors, Watch LED Aero Lighting Systems, giving us these nice bright lights with good visibility out in the backcountry and here on the race course. Look at that huge side slip by Harry Beaupre in the yellow Kit Fox. Dave gets stopped or gets landed first. Listen to this. Excellent background. Our 2 fastest aircraft out here at Stoll Drag Racing with the Yamaha Apex powered motorsport engines. Steve getting turned around first in the number 1 lane.
Looks like they had a little bit of a bubble on that turnaround.
monster slip there. Flaps on speed, over 8,000 RPM that was while they were powering up. Nearly 300 horsepower. Look at those knobbies kicking up the mud out there. That's the advantage of having the knobby.
And this is Tony Sanchez, brother of Eddie Sanchez in lane 2 in the Just Aircraft Super Stall, going up against the Rams S7 of Ron Hewitt, number 11.
Ron Hewitt, that yellow and blue Rams. We're trying to figure out where he's going to fit into here, but I think he's our second or third fastest aircraft out here this week.
He sure has been. In fact, he pushed the engine so much he ended up bending a valve and damaging a head. Got that head sent overnight.
Look at that turnaround, both at the exact same time.
Outstanding. So that was the engine to the song there.
Look at that. Great photo opportunity. Both of them kick into a big old forward section. Grasshopper pulling a short lead. Get your cameras out here for this wonderful photo opportunity with this background.
Tony, that 1 second jump, or if he just jumped the line that time, we'll hear here in a little bit whether that was good or not. But he was able to jump out ahead a little bit. They're on the ground nearly at the same time. See if Steve is able to outbrake Eddie. They're so close. Here comes the spin around, almost identically. Eddie's a little slower in the turnaround as they come back. Really relying on Steve to make a mistake so that he can capitalize on it. Now Steve does get on the ground first, and Eddie's carrying a lot of extra speed. Remember last round, the closer play off. Let's see if he can do it again. Tony looked like he went a little long on that one. So put the anchor pin up front.
Let's see if he come by the home pylon in the front.
Into the slip.
over your head. And the four airplanes actually in front of us are going to go into the air, form up, and come back in for a 50-man formation. That is the reason the four aircraft taxiing out at this So we got indications that there's
pit crew is here with us now. Ladies and gentlemen, the missing man.